I'm Ari, and this is Drink in the World. This season, I'm off to Morocco to explore their ancient vineyards, turning out new, high-quality wines. I'll sample the foods and experience the culture that makes Morocco such a unique and beautiful country. So join me, and together, let's drink in the world. I'm here in Los Angeles, outside of Vinotech, a local wine bar and restaurant, where I'm gonna sit down and talk with the owner and sommelier, Ryan Hess, who's also a respected oenologist. Now, if you don't know what an oenologist is, which I didn't until recently, I'll have him explain. But basically, it's a wine scientist. Now, when people think of wine, they rarely think of Morocco. But with recent interest from French winemakers, Morocco might just be the next great wine-producing nation. Ryan and I are actually off to Morocco soon, where he's gonna be studying the viticulture of the region. Before we do that, though, let's go in and find out a little bit more about my traveling companion. Come on.
I stole this quote from my grandfather, who he always would say, you know, the drink's never as good as the person you're sharing it with.
I like it.
Paddy's Irish Whiskey is my family's whiskey. It's the oldest whiskey in the entirety of Ireland. I was a distiller by the time I was 18, but then I got introduced by a couple of people. They said you should join the Oxford University Wine Society. So I joined it, and I just didn't know that wine could taste like that. And when I tasted a wine, that I was just like, what is that? Then I had to know how you did it. And then I was just enchanted. 6 months later, I dropped botany and chemistry and picked up enology. Yeah, then finished up at Oxford and then got my master's degree in enology from Bordeaux University and studied wine there and then worked as an assistant winemaker. I was basically pawned off to a young chef at the time, which was Gordon Ramsay. So even though this is my first restaurant, I've opened up 76 restaurants in my life. When I teach class or introduce this restaurant to people, I would always tell them it doesn't matter what you're drinking. What matters is opening up a bottle of wine. There's a communal process in that, a very organic and beautiful thing that you get to share wine. You get to share that tie. And there's no better tie in the world. There's no better language outside of mathematics that ties human species together better than drink and food.
Right.
And that in itself is the most beautiful thing. So yeah, the bottle's never as good as the person you're sharing it with.
So instead of explaining it to us, Ryan has invited us to this beautiful home vineyard in Pasadena, California. All right, Ryan, so what is oenology?
Enology is the science of all things winemaking or involving wine and winemaking. Everything from the press to the bottle. In Morocco, what I'm going to do is just get basic composures of the tests that I can take there and then that I want to see where and why they chose that vineyard site.
Some of the vineyards are in new areas and new regions, and some of the vineyards I believe that we're going to are the same place that they've been for centuries.
Exactly. Yeah, some of them were first set up by guards of Roman rule that were setting out across the land.
All right, so when you're in the field, you have a kit that you use to take the samples, collect the clippings, and test the grapes. You have that here?
Yeah, so this is a basic kind of just field test kit. You have basic tests to taste, you know, phosphates, potassiums, nitrogens, basic pH tests, just to get a gauge of where things are at. And then say, all right, this is what I think is right for this varietal or wrong.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here and leave Ryan to his work. I'm heading to Koutoubia, arguably the best Moroccan restaurant in Los Angeles, where I'm gonna sit down and talk with the owner about his traditional Moroccan cuisine. Ryan, I'll catch up with you there later.
See you there.
Chef, Michel.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, pleasure having you. Pleasure.
Before the guys get here, I wanted to find out what you're preparing for us this evening.
Oh, you're gonna have an assortment of Moroccan salad and a fabulous appetizer called the pastilla, roasted chicken with preserved lemon and olives, a lamb shank gently cooked with onion, raisins, almond and honey sauce, and to finish you will have a couscous with organic vegetables and marmalade onion. All traditional Moroccan dishes.
And you've been here for 35 years.
35, yes, since 1978, yes.
And you're considered one of the best Moroccan restaurants in Los Angeles.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll see you out front. I'm going to greet the guys.
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Didier Pariente has joined us here at Koutoubia. Didier is currently the only person importing wines from Morocco into the US. And thanks for joining us, for bringing some wine. Ryan and I do enjoy drinking.
It'd be a wrong day to be like, you know what? I'm not feeling this anymore.
Interested in wine. So what did you bring?
So this is coming from Oulet Taleb, the oldest winery in Morocco since 1923. And this wine is particularly interesting. It has a grape called Farana, which is the only indigenous grape to Morocco.
Are there different wine regions in Morocco?
There are 14 appellation of origin guarantee, and then we have one appellation of origin control, so which is just a little stricter, a more specific vineyard site. Morocco does 42 million bottles, which seems like a very small number compared to those numbers from the US or France, but it is the largest producer of wine in the Muslim world.
Are they one of the only Muslim nations that allows the production of wine?
But they don't really allow it. That's the thing. That's where
Yeah,
it's
they
really
can't-
confusing.
they can't
We're
say-
drinking it.
But that's the
But they can't say or not.
So, I mean, and trust me, I mean, it's just a crazy story. And that's why people are very curious, because we all know that it's supposedly forbidden to drink.
This is delicious. I feel like I could drink this all day.
Absolutely.
How much are you able to import of this with all the restrictions?
Well, I mean, I personally don't have restriction. I just have challenges.
Right.
Due to
Semantics.
due to customs, to whatever they are able to produce and give me because of the domestic market. In the last year, we are starting to import now about 50 to almost 100,000 bottles a year.
And when we're there, we're visiting how many?
So we're going to visit about 5 different producers, which is 50% of the Moroccan wine producers.
Then the regions that we're talking about are up around Casablanca.
Outside of Casablanca, Meknes, Fez, and then we're going to go south to a city called Essaouira, and that's really like the most southern winery in Morocco, closer to the equator.
Chef, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
So this is a 60% Cabernet, 30% Merlot, and a touch of Syrah in it to keep it interesting.
I didn't even realize that Ryan had poured the red.
He's fast like that.
Yeah. One thing is, I feel like either of these wines could go with this meal.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Is that because of the regions, because of the spices, because it's all, the flavors are all from that area that
Of
they
course,
just
yeah.
work together so
Absolutely. I can't even think. The depth of flavor is really well developed, actually. And I've had these
Smells like
dishes a couple
Morocco.
times before, but the concentration of flavor in your dishes specifically are amazing.
well. So I just want to say, Chef Michel, thank you so much.
absolutely.
Delicious food.
Thank you.
Didier, thank you for the wines. Everything is exceptional. I'm sad that this will end, but I'm happy that we'll be going to Morocco. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
More to go.
To the next trip.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great meal and precursor to our trip ahead. I'd like to thank Michel, Didier, and Ryan for sharing some great food and knowledge with us. I'm really excited about the journey ahead. You know, there's so many things to experience out there. Take the time, drink in the world. Until next time, I'm Ari.